Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name remains Adams Lofimolajide, and you are welcome specially. I hope you guys are great. I hope you've been having a very wonderful week. And this is the 91st episode, and we're in the 11th month of the year 2021. I hope you guys are good. I hope life is doing you well. I hope you're giving your best to the world. And despite all the challenges you're going through, you are excelling. All right. So, if you're new to the channel, this is what we do. We talk about business, we talk about and how to grow in every area of your life that has to do with business. All right. So, if you're there, you'd like to introduce yourself, you know how we do it, your name, your location. Let's have it. Put it in the comment section and I would welcome you specially. All right. So, now the first episode, we are doing great. After today's episode, we would have 9 more episodes to go. And I'm really, really excited. Like, just like yesterday, I started this thing and I was like, can I do it? Can I do it? And it's looking more real than when I started in January. So it means a lot to me. And for those of you that have been able to stick around, thank you very much for always being there. All right. So today's episode is the best way to fail forward in business. Now, one thing I realized growing up is the fact that a lot of people do not want to fail. We've been raised not to fail, right? Um, while we were in primary school, we were made to learn how to be competitive, meaning that if you're not being the best student in your class, if you're not taking the first position, second position, or third position, you are not really regarded as someone that is doing well in life. All right. And till you pass out from the university, the competitive spirit is still in a lot of people. And that has been ingrained in the DNA of a lot of people that when they get into reality, when they get into the world out there, they find it hard to realize that failing is a part of life. And one thing I also realized growing up is that for some of us that we've been told that except you have great grades, you're not good enough, right? Sometimes we tend to cheat nature because we don't want to be seen as someone who has lost his ranking or her ranking, and we then start doing things that on a very good day we are not meant to do just because we want to meet up. And that same mindset also has been ingrained into people that instead of them failing, they try to cheat the system, right? Like a lot of people do it. We see it a lot of the time that someone will say that hey, don't worry, I'm going to get this job done for you. And even though they know they might fail, instead of them to own up to it and come straight out and say that hey, I can't do this anymore because I I am about to fail. Instead of them doing that, they keep postponing the inevitable, and on the long run, a lot of things go wrong. They lose friendships, they lose money, they lose their peace of mind, and a lot of the things that they shouldn't have lost will be lost in the process. So, is failing good? Partially, yes. Nobody really likes to fail, right? Because the hurt that comes with failing is much more on a very good day than when you succeed, right? The pain of failing is double that which you feel at the opposite side when you succeed. So a lot of people do not want to fail, and it is totally understandable. But if you fail, it doesn't say that that is the end of your life. Rather, it means that you can get back up, you can grow, and you can give the world your best. All right. So now, how best can you fail forward in business, especially for those of us that are in business, right? You have failed and you need to move forward. All right. The first thing on my list is number one, accept reality. It is very, very key. You need to accept reality because you need to tell yourself that, hey, I have failed, right? Own up to it. Take up the responsibility that, I have failed. When you accept that fact, when you accept the reality that is looking at you in the face, then it would help you to do every other thing that I'll be able to say properly. Yes, say here afterwards. All right. Now, one of the things that like I'm going to talk about accepting reality is the time that like I went to farming, and at a point it crumbled, and I had to tell myself that like, dude, this is the reality. This business has failed. This is the point you need to let go of that business. Because if I had kept holding on, although at a point I was actually holding on, I kept on spending the more and I was not seeing anything forthcoming, right? And I had to tell myself that, like, dude, at this point in time in your life, let go. Okay? It's you failed in this business and there's no way forward again. So just let go of everything. And then from there, I was able to like gather myself together. All right. So that's the first point, accept reality. Number two on the list is find out what went wrong. All right. Most times when you fail in business, there are a lot of things that could have gone wrong. Okay. So what you need to do at this point in time is list out every possible thing that you feel had gone wrong when you went into that business. All right. Or when you did that thing within your business. Okay. List them out in your notes. Okay, this went wrong, that went wrong, I shouldn't have done this. This person came into the business and it made this business this way. I forgot to do this. I did not sign an NDA. I did not do this. I did not do that. And when you have all those things listed out, it helps you out to know exactly what you need to tackle. All right, because once you've listed out all the things that like you missed, right? When you list them out, at that point in time, you can now then start tackling them one after the other. All right. So find out what went wrong, list them out, and from there you can easily tackle them one after the other. All right. So moving on to number three, we have use SMART goals to develop a strategy. Use SMART goals to develop a strategy. And what do we mean by SMART goals? SMART is an acronym, or SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. All right. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Now, what do we mean by specific? It means that like your goal has to be direct, detailed, and meaningful. Your goal has to be direct, detailed, and meaningful. For measurable, your goal is quantifiable to track progress or success. Your goal is quantifiable to track progress or success. And then when we say a goal should be attainable, it means that like your goal is realistic and you have the tools and or resources to attain it. Your goals are realistic, meaning that like you're not building your house or your goals or your plans in the air, right? You're not building your castle in the air. It is attainable. It is realistic, rather. Your attainable goal is very, very realistic. And then when we say it is relevant, it means that like your goal aligns with your company mission. All right. It is relevant. It means that like your goal aligns with your company mission. And then the last one is time-based. It means that like your goal has a deadline. All right. Now use this goal five goal methods to do what? To create a strategy for your business. Now you've realized that like, okay, you have failed. You've listed out the parts that like needs to be worked on, and then you have to use the SMART goals to develop what? A strategy. All right. Then the next point, which is the penultimate number, is the fact that like you need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself, and it is very, very important, right? A lot of the things that like you're going through right now, a lot of people have actually gone through it. And you can learn from these people by watching their videos. Probably like you go on YouTube, you search a video on something that like you missed out on, or you take a course that is relevant to the thing that like you realize that like, okay, you have no knowledge about, right? If you've gone into something and then you realize that like you failed at that thing, it is better for you to like seek knowledge. All right. Seek knowledge, even if it means that like you have to pay for the knowledge, make sure you seek knowledge. It's very, very important. It's very, very key for you to grow. All right. And there are tons of platforms that I can actually learn a lot of things out there these days. We have Udemy, we have Coursera, we have EDX, we have Skillshare, we have tons and tons of courses out there. Teachable has a platform whereby a lot of content creators have done a lot of courses. If you can find a course in line with what you have missed out on that you need to learn, then go to these platforms to learn from them. Yeah, not forgetting, LinkedIn also has a learning program for you to be able to like learn something that like maybe you've made a mistake in and like you need to like gain that knowledge. All right. So that is number 4, educate yourself. And then the very last number that I have on my list is find a mentor or seek advice. Now, finding a mentor goes a long way because, in the first instance, if you had a mentor from the very beginning, the chances of you failing would be lesser because it's going to be easier for them to be able to like put you in the right track. All right. If they realize that you're going the wrong way, they will tell you that like, hey, you are not doing well. All right. Take a few steps back and then go in this direction because I have actually gone through it and then I know that like it does not work. And if you're one that listens to their mentor, then you know that like life would be made easier for you. However, in the case whereby you do not have a mentor to go and meet to help you out, you can as well just do what? Seek advice. All right, seek advice from people who you feel they have an idea about a thing that like you failed in. Ask questions. Go about asking questions that like, hey, I failed in this thing, right? And I need to get back on track. What should I do to be a better person? What should I do for me to be able to like what's the word? Succeed in this same thing that I have failed in the first instance. And with that, it would really, really help you out in growing. All right. So I'm going to take the points all over again. I said number 1 is that you have to accept reality, accept that like you have failed. That's one thing that like a lot of people do not really like doing, accepting the fact that they have actually failed and they did not succeed in that business. So accept reality. And then number 2, as I said, is find out what went wrong. List out all the things that you did wrong, all the challenges you faced that you were not able to surpass. All right, list them all out. And then from there, find ways in which you can tackle each problem one after the other. And I said that like use SMART goals to develop a strategy. And I said SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. All right. So use SMART goals to develop a strategy, and then educate yourself. Use all the necessary information that you can use to unlearn what you used to know so that you can be able to like go in the right direction. All right. If you have to pay for courses on all those platforms like I listed earlier, or you go on YouTube and then search for it for you to be able to like learn. And even if it has to be within the 4 walls of a learning institute, then the better. Pay for it, learn it, and you'll become better for it. All right. And then number 5 is find a mentor or seek advice. Find a mentor or seek advice. It's really, really important, right? If you want to fail forward, to find a mentor, it helps you out. It saves you with a boat load of headache, right? You need a mentor for you to be able to grow. Okay. So on this note, we've come to the end of today's topic. As I always say, if you're watching, please like this video if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And also, if you are watching from YouTube, make sure you hit the notification bell so that anytime I am coming up live, you would get the notification and you'll be a part of this show. All right. So it's been a pleasure being here again. Right. I'm happy that like for those of you that stood or that stayed till the end, it means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful. I do not take the time you spend with me for granted. All right. As I said earlier, we're going to the 100th episode. I was about to say 50, 100th episode, and I would love to see you when we hit that mark. All right. My name remains Adam Olufemi, and as I always say, be the best version God has created you to be, and give the world your very best. From me to you, have a lovely evening, and we will see again this weekend. All right, guys, enjoy.